So against my better judgment, I decided to go and start taking the driver's side fender off. And this side is far more rusted than the other side. These bolts, this one here was all right. This one here was kind of a pain. I had to actually grind the head down on this one here and punch it out because the locking nut on the other side that attaches to the fender, it completely rusted and it would just spin. I couldn't get vice grips on it. It was so hard to get in there. I'll show you where it's at. It was right here. Let's see where I'm looking. Yeah, right here. And you see that housing there? That's supposed to be all one piece, but like this one here is. So this one was completely rusted and just spun. Couldn't get vice grips on there quite enough. I tried another wrench, wouldn't work either. So I just went ahead and ground it down and punched it out. And the bolt, I believe it's this one here. Yeah, this one was so rusted it broke off as soon as I spun it. And so I'm going to fix that. This one here is okay. So I got to do the one up top by the door, and I think she'll be ready to go to come off possibly. I couldn't get to the brackets down there. Let's see where they're at. They're way down here. So what I did is loosen the bolts that attaches to this inner fender. That way it'll come off and I can just get that later on. So get that one by the door, and then get these two, and should be ready to come off. So I decided to do that because that way I'll have better access when I start doing the disc conversion kit with the brunt, and I'm gonna put a booster on it as well and everything, so that will have a little bit easier access to get stuff. I got new brake lines, whole new front and rear brake lines I'm gonna be putting on as well, so you know, less stuff in the way, easier for me to get under there or around. This gearbox is actually not the gearbox that came with this car. This is actually out of I think a 73 Camaro. So it's really tight fit in here. I mean, you can even see how it's right up on the header. Man, I tell you. Find one thing that leads to another. I mean, the gearbox works. It's just, it's frustrating. Like, say, if I want to take these out, okay? They look nasty. I'm gonna have a hell of a time getting it out because of that damn gearbox now. It's just things that you run across with classic cars, you know. Love it, hate it, whatever you want to call it. She ain't the prettiest girl on the block, but she will be eventually. I'm still undecided on this front housing that holds the bracket for the radiator. I'm on the fence about taking that completely off and refinishing it as well. I mean, it's got the two body bolts and bushings that I got to loosen up to take it off as well. So it's just, I don't know. Quite a bit to do. The list continues to grow. Just taking one thing at a time, though. So, all right, where we're at. Well, they're off. And this side was a struggle. Don't know why. I've got an idea. But yeah, not happy with what I found on this side. This side was a little bit more rusty. And looks like somebody at one time tried to put some silicone or some type of rubberized coating on it. This came off. Now this is all, I mean, I hit it with a wrench and it's not coming through. It's not going through, but I'm not beating the tar out of it too to make sure it's completely solid. So this is what this side looks like. This row, I had a hard time getting the inner fender off because this bolt right here, the nut spins. When I was trying to loosen it, this nut spins, so I had to come from the other side, hold it with a wrench, hit it with the ratchet on the other side to finally break it free and get that bolt out. The other bolt is broken in there, so hopefully well, it's not, the head broke. Maybe I can get vice grips and get that piece, get it out, hopefully. Yeah, get enough grip on it with some vice grips and loosen it. But yeah, I mean, this side was a pain in the butt to get off. I mean, hell, I tried to take off the outer skin first, and that wouldn't go. And yeah, eventually, all at one time, just decided to come off, and thankfully I was holding it. Otherwise, that would have done some damage. But I'm gonna do some cleanup over here. I'm liking that rocker panel. So this is why these car shows take the car completely apart and sandblast it all. Find all the rust and all the holes and fix it. I can't do that just yet. Damn, what are these? Can't with these like black widows? I don't know what type of spider sack that is, but pretty sure it's long gone now and hatched. Yeah, all this crap in here, man. Dude, seriously? I'm gonna clean all that out somehow. I'm gonna vacuum it. All this stuff, look at all that, man. Sheesh. Years of rust building up, dirt, grime. Got a little buildup right here. I'm gonna try to clean this up the best I can. Because I wanted to put this side on, but I didn't want to do that until I clean this up. And I figured might as well take the fender off anyways. So now when I do the brakes, I can maneuver a lot better, a lot more access. This gearbox, so man, that's just getting on my nerves. I don't know. Rusty. I'm gonna change this from Project Camaro to just Rust Bucket. I can't say that. I've seen far worse. It's just a shame that I let it go this bad. I mean, I'm sure some of this was here before I got it. It's just the fact that I let it sit so long. It didn't help. Oh well. I'm not giving up. We're gonna get this thing done. Gotta clean up some stuff. Get it ready to rock and roll. Alright. Alright, so here we are. I've cleaned off everything the best I could. Sprayed it with some Rust-Oleum Satin Black. Cleaned it up. Looks a lot better. Got most of the rust off here on the top part. There was a lot on here. And I gave this a really heavy coat because this is going to be covered up by the upper control arm. So I want to make sure that was nice and covered up really good. So I debated for a little bit whether to mess with this. And right now, I just can't do it. So what I did is clean it out with a wire wheel and use the wire brush as well, get in there. And I even did underneath here. This had some stuff here as well, and cleaned it up, sprayed it with Rust-Oleum, and just gonna leave it for now. I used to do auto body, and that right there just, man, it tugged on me for a minute. I really wanted to patch it and fix it, but I was afraid if I did, I would find even more, and it would lead to more. And right now, I just don't have the time to do that. So I'm gonna do a spray paint, forget it. So I'm gonna leave it like that for the time being until I can actually take this whole car apart, put it on a rotisserie, and sandblast it down to the metal. So that's how she is right now. A little bit of paint, prettied her up. So on to control arms, upper, lower, spring, sway bar. I didn't show you last time, but I actually I attached the sway bar link to the lower control arm, so that's complete over there. So once I get it on the ground under its weight, I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more. It's got a little bit of gap right here, and that's just because the angle it's sitting. Once it comes down and pushes up, it'll even out. I'm going to tighten it down more. So still on the fence about this. I'm probably going to pull it, man. I mean, seriously, it's been bugging me, and I figure I might as well do it. Radiator's got to come out anyways, so there's reason enough. It's just these bolts right here. These bolts are going to be a pain to do. So I'm sure they are under a ton of torque. Get that done. I'll do the control arms next, and probably pull this out. Got to start on the inner fender as well, clean that up, and then the other fender. I tried pulling this bolt out that was broke. I don't know if you can see it or not. Where'd it go? This one right here. Right there. Tried to hit it with some vice grips. They're Harbor Freight vice grips. They suck. They couldn't hold on to it. So I'm gonna have to figure out another way how to get that out. I can't access it anywhere that I know of. I'm gonna have to do some research to find out exactly if I can get to that from the inside of the car in the floorboard. Probably doubt it though. It's probably somewhere in here in the body that's blocked by something else. So I never had a bolt break off in the body like that, so that's a first for me. Normally they came out no problem. All right, that's the update for today. Till next time, stay safe.